a good idea to check the definition of a word that we take for granted. I am so glad I looked up beatitude. I knew it meant blessed, but I was happy to see more descriptive words for its meaning. Merriam-Webster says it is a state of utmost bliss. Dictionary.com says supreme blessedness, exalted happiness. And vocabulary.com says beatitude refers to a state of great joy. This passage we call the Beatitudes has 8 statements beginning with blessed are. Blessed. Another word we use in Christianity that we have an understanding for the meaning, but perhaps haven't ever actually solidified that meaning in our minds. Again, looking to Merriam-Webster, held in reverence, enjoying happiness, enjoying the bliss of heaven, bringing pleasure, contentment, or good fortune. These Beatitudes, then, these pronouncements from Jesus are declarations about a state of being, or a state of being that we should have if we fit the category he has mentioned. Blessed are leads to for they. The people mentioned in each instance aren't necessarily we think of as people having everything that they want, of having it made, being in a state of great joy. Jesus, however, is offering a different perspective and a promise. He's flipping our definitions of ourselves and helping us to see that even in the midst of our greatest challenges, we can live in the bliss of heaven. It's another declaration that the kingdom of heaven is near and a reminder that God loves us deeply. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Remember your citizenship. When you look around and you see more reasons to despair than reasons to celebrate, when your spirit is discouraged and your light is dim, remember, yours is the kingdom of heaven. Your citizenship is not the problems of this world, but rather the beauty and justice and peace and wholeness of God's world. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. We know from our own life experience that we can depend on this in our greatest grief, in our times of most profound loss. We are wrapped in the love of God, giving us comfort, sustaining us until our pain diminishes. Truly, in times of mourning, we are blessed to be God's own precious, the beloved. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Even when powerful people are running us over, demanding we follow their lead, we are still blessed. The earth is ours, and we can rejoice in knowing that we belong to God, who loves us and has a place for us, not just after we die, but here, now, on this earth. We can take solace in nature, in the beauty and wonder of creation, and in the certain knowledge that the kingdom is near, where justice and righteousness flow like mighty healing rivers. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. I love this. Supremely happy are those who seek God's rule, because they will be satisfied. The struggles of Jesus trying to turn around a corrupt and oppressive system, the struggles of King and Gandhi and Romero and Day, the struggles of the people today, right now, putting their energy into fixing our systems, will be rewarded with righteousness. Struggle on, you will be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. And how true is this? We see it over and over. Those who are kind and understanding toward others, who work to be fair, to lift others, really do reap what they sow. Maybe not immediately, Maybe not without disappointments and challenges, but kindness matters. Kindness is eventually rewarded with kindness. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. I truly believe this. When we try our best to live our faith, when we are conscious of our actions and live with intention, we do see God. We see God in others, in creation, and we see God's will unfolding around us. Yes, we will see God face to face when we die, but we can also see God, or at least the image of God, now while we're alive, if we have an attitude of awareness. When we watch for God, waiting to see the divine, we will be rewarded with glimpses. We will be able to recognize God around us. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they'll be called children of God. What an incredible blessing to be known as a peacemaker and to be recognized as a child of God because the work you are doing to bring peace to others. Certainly that's a great honor and an additional motivator to continue the work of bringing true peace. In the struggle, as you're seeing the lack of peace, this blessing can be the fuel you need to sustain you in your work. Strife is exhausting, but knowing you are a child of God, that is energizing and affirming. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. People will not always understand us when we're living out our faith in very bold ways. People won't agree with some of the stands we take. People will say things that can hurt. They'll try to dissuade us from our work. But again, we know our true citizenship, and we know our reasons for our actions. Loving our neighbors as ourselves, we can persevere in the work of Christ, making this world more and more the way God envisioned it at creation and the way God still wants it to be. Blessed are you when people revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. When you know who you are, when you know whose you are, when you know who you serve and why, the things people say about you don't matter quite as much. We can be a little more like a duck, letting water roll off our backs if we remember the reason people are upset with us is because we're trying to change deeply entrenched systems or attitudes. We can find courage, even joy, in knowing we are doing the work of Jesus. The Beatitudes are about being the attitude. These declarations of hope from Jesus are instructions for living into our name Christian. We can be who we are. We can have joy. We can have heavenly bliss because our attitude comes from the blessings we receive from God, not from the actions of the people we're trying to get to see the same light we live by. These 8 categories, these instructions, the attitudes, are telling us to be this attitude. In the midst of this circumstance, be this. We can expand the list. Blessed are those who are afraid, for they shall be brave. Blessed are those who are willing to risk losing friends, for they shall be loved by many. Blessed are those who struggle for words, for they shall touch hearts with healing. Blessed are those who fear they aren't enough, for they shall bring the kingdom of heaven to many. So what's your perceived weakness? What is it that limits your ability to shine, to proclaim your faith? What is it that holds you back from doing the work of Jesus? Turn it into your blessing. Declare the blessing and be the attitude. This is the message of Jesus. Not that there won't be challenges, not that life will be easy, but that whatever life is, you can have joy knowing you are living God's way. It isn't easy being a person of faith, looking around at all the problems in the world, but we can be filled with bliss in knowing we are on the right path, bringing God's kingdom to view by living our Beatitudes, by living the attitude of blessing rather than allowing the weight of our challenges to overcome us. We can be, and in our being, we offer hope to others. May the Beatitudes of Jesus be our attitudes. Amen.